You're looking at more than two women at a party. You're looking at how America moved influence in heels and silk. The year is 1979. The place is the Georgetown Club, one of the most quietly powerful rooms in Washington. The photograph you're seeing, captured by John Whitman, shows a moment that says everything about how diplomacy, defense, and glamour worked in concert during the final days of the Carter era. On the left is Regina Grasseli, a former Vogue cover model with a law degree and a scientific mind, who once co-hosted a DC fashion talk show called Inga's Angle. Her husband, Colonel Albert Grasseli, was a decorated Marine who became a defense executive at North American Aviation, a man equally fluent in battlefield strategy and beltway protocol. The woman on the right is Eva Gabor, the most elegant of the Gabor sisters, whose unmistakable voice and impeccable presence turned Green Acres into a syndicated Americana phenomenon. But here, she stepped out of that sitcom and into the salons of power as the wife of Frank Jameson, a Rockwell International executive and the honorary consul of Jordan. Eva brought the lightning, and he brought the leverage. This wasn't just another evening in D.C. It was a live-action tableau of American soft power. Around them that night were Senator Ed Brooke, Egyptian Ambassador Ashraf Garbal, and a constellation of diplomats, defense lobbyists, and dealmakers. Washington was still formally Carter City, but the atmosphere had shifted. The social energy was Reagan's already, glossier, hungrier, and more made for a camera. Regina and Eva understood this. They weren't ornamental, they were strategic. Regina lived in Paris, navigated couture salons and embassy back channels with the same instinctive fluency. She knew how to calibrate a room's temperature without ever touching the thermostat. Eva didn't just light up the room, she recalibrated its orbit. She could hold the attention of a Saudi oil attaché and a Hollywood director in the same breath. Fluent in 5 languages, she floated between gala and war room, always performing, never artificial. They were different kinds of powerful, but they shared the same brief: make everyone feel seen, wanted, and just lucky enough to be invited. To understand this photograph, you have to understand the triangle it captures. Defense was the hardware, diplomacy was the scaffolding, and Hollywood was the flair. Washington handled the weapons and aid. Hollywood exported aspiration, democracy in technicolor. It made America glamorous, relatable, and consumable, even in closed-off societies. Stars like Eva Gabor, Shirley Temple Black, Charlton Heston, Bob Hope, they weren't just entertaining troops or attending galas. They were shaping the emotional narrative of American power. They humanized policy, they distracted when distraction was required, they created ambience when tension lived. Washington gave star gravitas, Hollywood gave Washington glow. And where does defense fit in? You can't sell a jet to Jordan without diplomatic cover. You can't maintain military partnerships without emotional continuity. You host a leader's spouse at Solgrave, and Eva Gabor makes her feel like the most important woman in the city. You build trust not just with briefings, but with placement, with hospitality, with photographs like this that whispers we're not that different. It isn't a casual shot. It's a diagram. It shows the axis of power between DC, LA, and Jordan that operates under candlelight and caviar. Eva and Gina weren't anomalies. They were infrastructure. They were the human API of soft power. They knew that a look could open a back channel, that charm could seal a contract, that glamour was never just about a spectacle. It was about access. This photograph, as elegant as it appears, is really a document of how the emotional mechanics of influence worked in Washington in the Golden Age. It's not posed, it's positioned, just like everything else that night.